enamored with the idea that this lineup has so much kind of court IQ that eventually they'll be able to figure out their problems. And we'll talk more about their problems maybe in an eco round. But for now, Cloud9 are set up here on on T side, ready to press up against an upper exec. Showing bomb at ramp, but it's a fake.
Yeah, dualies await them. Rez just rattling off. 3 more players inside of the site. Alex traded, 1 and done. Floppy keeps it going. Hey, smash into the A site, overwhelm Rez, and take a bomb plant with it. Cloud9 in a post plant here to start their T side. Hampus, Twist. Both coming in from mini, but a little disjointed. So Woxic gets the 1v1, and now it's on to Twist to stop this. Deals with the first player. Keeps eyes on the back of the site. Nobody really showing face here. Cloud9 giving respect and taking the first pistol.
So the strat, of course, show bomb ramp, come back up, and his abilities on the rifle and his versatility. And it feels like that's the big storyline with this team. How much versatility do they have? But the question is, at what point is the versatility a curse? From the results so far, people do have questions. So Alex now is going to cross outside quickly. Mac 10 on a mission into lower to try to create some space. We'll see him stop here at this point to make sure that they can't get down lower. And that is where they'll try to punish some pushes. But it doesn't look like Cloud9 are going to get too aggressive in response.
Who gives them the first contact? Alex is looking. He's actually going to slip into the vent. This would couple really nicely with a quick little A play. 3 players perhaps to smash from lobby. Maybe somebody even comes sticking their big old head down here. And Alex, like some kind of cave troll, gobbles him up. Runs rampant into that A site. We'll see. Mezzi lays down the flames. Now that would normally fluster Rez if he was on top of Hut, as he tends to be, but 2 quick kills. Twist becomes the cave troll, and he lets them move by. Easy A plant here for Cloud9, but 3 players tagged up means casualties could be coming. We'll see if NUKE at a distance can maybe rock one back. That's now 4 players softened from Cloud9.
Yeah, so far so good. Execution looks strong. Twist's going to hang out. Don't think anybody's going to rotate into him, but Cloud9, they'll basically win the round here. No losses so far, and it's the strat with the cross outside into secret. No deagles there waiting for him. Alex can take that map control and run with it. And the strat to come with the vent is good. Pistols can pop out of there, and he took over vents really, really quickly. So it'll be a quick cleanup. They'll try to hold on to some AKs. Crosshair placement's a little off for Woxic. 2 will get punished. Nice kills from Hampus. And now we'll see what
early. You know, if we're waiting for this roster to gel together, I think that each of the individuals historically have been on decent NUKE teams. The North American / South African roster of Cloud9, Floppy and Co, they love this map. Alex with Vitality. Esatag on Astralis. Maybe that comfort will be key. Oof. Doesn't matter how comfortable you are when Hampus takes your head off, but Woxic quick trade, and this B site obviously compromised, especially considering Ninja's still not working with guns.
Taking it lower quickly after getting this control room kill. Not surprised, but of course, with the pistols, you have to be aware that they might gamble stack in this position, but no one's pushed up so far. And yeah, you're absolutely correct about that. I mean, even the one demo I asked for when Mezzi was announced, I asked Henry, like, what's a good match I should watch for Mezzi? He immediately pointed to me towards a NUKE demo. When we're on CT side, he was, he was a star player of his older lineup, which was not the tier 1 team, but he was playing inside mini and was actually a pretty incredible player inside mini. And I was really shocked in that match, looking at how many nade lineups he had, even for like very close.
It was Ents that did it in the end.
Yeah, right.
So
with Alexi B at the helm. Okay, we're into the first rifle round, 3-0. Some establishing grenades inside. Again, all just to make sure that ninjas don't do anything tricky early on. And Mezzi will suss out if they're playing an aggressive setup outside. There's no one here. L smokes with a push through. Hampus, he gets 1 kill. Could be worthwhile. He spots a lot of players. So not only does he get a kill, but it's information for the CT side.
NUKE still sees nothing. Player did cross into garage, and I like that Twist gets aggressive towards this lobby. There were so many smoke grenades at the start of this round. You had 2 on the wall outdoors. Garage was blocked off. Squeaky, and over here towards trophy room. So at least 5 smokes thrown in the opening process of round 4. But Alex, despite having gained the territory into the big garage, is caught crossing back by NUKE and leaves Cloud9 at a man disadvantage. Group up and potentially push through Squeaky onto either A floor or vents down to B. It's going to be Plopsky tested here. He's got NUKE nearby. That smoke's eventually going to fade, and as it does, Rez, out of nowhere, lends a helping hand from outdoors. Plopsky connects a kill, and Woxic, just keeping eyes on flank, is now left so incredibly outnumbered. But he takes one with him, at least. Now damage through smoke, that's great spam. Really just neutralizes Woxic's chances of coming up with anything more than that one single kill. He'll be lucky to take a second or even survive. Yeah, Rez, nice angle through Mini. Takes down 2 of the 3.
Outside, and there's not going to be any, like, huge ramp hit coming soon. And then also, NUKE is fully aware, playing from hell, opping all these different angles. So that one play from Hampus got them the information they needed. And he'll go ahead and get some more information here into round 5. A first kill, untraded, as Cloud9 try to take over outside quickly.
Alex still left here, but yeah, early pickup onto Esatag. It's a hell of a kill to get. Hampus makes it look easy, just finding him over top of that blue box. Woxic to the rooftops. Alex is still hanging out behind Mini, trying to maybe find some contact outdoors. AWP on NUKE is no longer the front runner of that outer hold. Maybe Floppy's smoke here can alleviate a bit of pressure. Maybe it draws attention in. Yes, Plopsky goes peering into the doorway, finds the head of Floppy, has help, and a little bit of coverage still behind the vent. Alex feeling like maybe he can squeeze his way through Mini, but there is a player right there, and able to stop him is Hampus. Now it falls onto Mezzi and Woxic, and just like last round, it's going to be this desperate Squeaky exit. Can they find real estate? Seems not. Woxic connects one shot, but he is so outnumbered, and they want to drop that sniper from him. 30 seconds to try and save.
Yeah, Ninjas are being such a nuisance with the way that they're sussing out all this information. Every single turn, they're ready. We're seeing their CTs in place. Cloud9 are relying on them to be a bit more passive and then pouncing. And this is just getting them whittled down. Absolutely no trades on this round from the jump. Another good play from Hampus to start it out. And in terms of stats, Hampus is not somebody we talk about a lot. But, of course, if he's going to make key plays like that, sacrificial plays for information, or get a kill and even stay alive, like, that's going to mean the world to Ninjas, especially when, you know, your game plan just gets undressed.
It was, he did his job and then some. So, Hampus having big shoes to fill, as Dude has done so tonight thus far. 5 rounds deep to this T side. Cloud9, we're at that 3-0 start. Ninjas looking to tie early. Can Woxic save the day? That is the objective here in this round. He is the only primary weapon, surrounded by the Deagles. A lot of Kevlar for Cloud9, so if he can make contact with the op, get one of these players into position. I mean, they've got the smokes and flashbangs to potentially cross and grab an additional gun. But Woxic knows it has to be his show. Plenty of time left. I like this from Hampus. Just tucked into the little bit of cover.
He doesn't peek off the first flash, so they're totally disarmed. He'll wait longer.
Now Woxic is already dead.
They can clear him technically, but they're not aware of it, it seems. Okay, they'll start to peek out now, but a second flash to support him.
Perfect.
Esatag drops a shot. Floppy, last man upstairs with a Deagle, but runs out of ammo and runs out of HP. 3-3, and Ninjas look like a scary threat. This is exactly what we want, you know, them to be, Cloud9 to be tested every single round. And of course, for NiP to show us how good they can be, because the roster with these 5 players, there's no question marks anymore. They all fill a specific role. We know Threat's a great coach. I personally think NUKE's one of the best players right now, just overall. One of the most versatile players that I've watched. Such a strong offer. Positionally always comes up with something new, and is somebody who I feel like is just, he brings a lot of maturity to the roster. But quickly, we move into an upper exec with just pistols. However, actually, it's just turned into a vent dive. forcing fast rotation. Twist will be up front.
Ooh, almost caught out. Twist will drop eventually. Knocks right there to trade it, so the bombs hit the dirt, and all that remains is this late Woxic play. Woo! Backstab. And just like that, he has his hands on the M4. No Kevlar, but a smoke. Met by a molly. And if he runs out here, he's got his hands... he's got his hands full with the 2 CTs.
Yeah. For what it's worth, the knife kill means an op next round with grenades, so it's not bad.
Good dink as well here. Ooh, this is getting interesting. Woxic kicking off with the knife kill. A 1v4 cut to the 1v2. Not to mention, he's the player that dinked NUKE all the way down to 16, and Hampus is still a little bit separate.
This is great. I mean, he's flanking control room because nobody came to clear him out decon, and he knows there's 2 up. Oh, there was a chance. There was a moment of timing, but Hampus will be aware of it and lock it down. So nice try in the 1v3, but it was just kind of an eco here.
That's like a horror
best
movie.
shots. Yeah, Rez. Look, he gives him like the Zoolander over the shoulder.
Yeah.
And gets stabbed in the back.
Blue steel.
Yeah.
Very nice. Fun little moment in that round, but obviously just those pistols not really meant to be.
Oh,
I do appreciate the change of pace.
Yeah, Woxic's not even going to invest into the op this time.
All right, AKs across the board for Cloud9. Let's see if they can tie it back up. These ninjas in pajamas are now 1 round away from being on fire. We saw a tempo change in that last round. So, Cloud9 skating through the protocols.
Honestly, for NiP, you know, their default's working so well, they don't really need to change much. Now they have the op lower in case there is going to be a fast attempt downstairs. And NUKE, he can basically fall asleep at the wheel here. He's got a very powerful angle of work. We'll see some nades. And what is the response? He's going to stay out for the pick. He does look for it. Walks it, goes a bit wide, hits him through the wall, and finishes him off. You get a kill this quickly on your opera who's supposed to stay alive. This is really going to activate your lower hit a lot faster than you'd anticipate.
Hampus is not going to let his guard down, though. Ooh, but he turns at the worst possible moment. Floppy almost letting him in. Will catch that kill. So 5 versus 3 here for Cloud9. The only damage versus them was that wall bang collateral.
Whoa, they've let 2 CTs in.
This could still be turned on its head from the ninjas, but Rez and Twist with a kill apiece. Both of them go down. Plopsky's been able to drop that bomb. He's got 2 more players to take. Op shot zings by his shoulder. And a teammate coming into position in the form of Floppy, but now he's been softened up as well. Plopsky trying to do what he can, but Woxic shuts it down, and Cloud9 put an end to the spree of
how fast they got the rotations down lower. You know, typically you lose a single player downstairs, then the T's can cross the control room and stop anyone from rotating in.
I love it.
All right, something else to change it up.
Hampus gets super aggressive outside, down to the base of Silo. He's got players all around him.
They're not clearing this out, but I'm sure they'll be aware of this push coming at one point or another.
Oh, it would be a vital error to not assume so.
Oh, they're not clearing it.
Nope. And he's just going to go ahead and take down Alex. There's the recovery attempt, but a miss op shot means Hampus is given enough time to drop Essa tag as well. Not the start they've been hoping for. Ooh, but Mezzy can claw Rez out of the equation. Woxic eats a frag grenade. He now has no teeth. But the beast himself still has claws. Floppy. He has been crucial in some of these slowed down mid-round moments. Denying the secret flank last round, coming out of squeaky door now multiple times, and to his success, he finds one. But Twist, we've seen him push ramp aggressively, and the MP9 is good for 1. Mezzy is absolutely saving the day this round. 3 kills from him, now looking to combine forces with Floppy to stop NUKE in his tracks. 40 seconds, and they're both here on this A site. NUKE's gonna walk through smoke. Both the T's on the other side. Quick shot into Mezzy. And Floppy's going to have to close it. He's got 1 kill on the round already. NUKE hunting for the angle. Takes to the top rope and gets sent sailing. Cloud9 back.
Looking pretty good. They earned themselves an eco after Cloud9 lost 4 rounds in a row to NiP. We almost had the play to bring it back again with Twist as soon as they took outside, coming back into ramp control, finding a gap in the defense, but only having an MP9.
Big old B-site bomb stack.
This is like the eco strat. This time Alex doesn't have a Mac 10 to work with. So.
Hanging out on the stairs like a pack of rowdy teenagers.
Yeah. We'll see if he'll go farther than this. You can definitely tell where Cloud9 are coming from based on the first eco they tried crossing this fast up into secret. Last time they committed and finished in upper, but now they don't want to give up this AK.
I like this. Doing something different on the anti-eco. Haven't seen them actually play for the heaven control wraparound. I welcome the change.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, Cloud9 did some content with the Rainbow Six roster.
Okay.
And they did like an aim challenge and an aim training game. Guess who on Cloud9 had like by far and away the best score?
Floppy.
Mezzy.
Oh.
He had almost 30% more points than Alex and a few of the other players. And he had never played him. Hold on a second. We've actually got a flank. Wow, that was world close controlling the recoil. And there are just more players coming up here, like Diglets, popping out of the ladder into heaven.
Did any of the Rainbow Six players? Doug Trio.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we
go. Yes. A little Pokemon rep. Hummer, the challenger. So for you to tell me that, it's just maybe this bodes well. We'll see. It's an excellent first half. Not yet over, but a 2-round lead for Cloud9. They made the most of that eco round reward. Got a little scary up in heaven. But now we're back into the gun round, so Cloud9, they came to compete tonight.
Yeah. Where is our man Hampus? He's stuck upstairs. They're actually crowded here. This is interesting. I feel like a big reason why NiP have been able to win or got their streak was because of Hampus and where he was outside. But this time Raz will take this very, very aggressive angle. But, oh my god, what an ability to trade here.
And they're going to go for the boost, though. Actually, the shots, that calls it off. Hampus swings. Both the players inside of the vents are essentially killed. Floppy has been so consistent with these late lurks that with the forefront of this push already going well, you have to assume that Floppy's going to nail this and stick the landing for C9. Last remaining question for the tease is where has Plopsky got off to, and Floppy calls him out. A silly slow. Cloud9 were so meticulous to wrap around into the heaven. Remember, we had that B stack from the ninjas. 4 players on the staircase down in the doldrums, but now they're on the A floor majority. Well, not on the A floor majority, but at this site. Still 2 up in heaven, kind of within the rafters. 1 on top of hut, 1 tucked. And they sent that 5th guy downstairs. Door's going to swing eventually, and Alex should be able to take the head off Plopsky. If he overextends, a Zeus goes charging in. Plopsky will find 1 with the CZ, and then they clear Twist from above. Mezzy able to get 2 kills on the round, but Hampus clears 1 through smoke. Yeah, he's already low, but he knows what's up.
Yeah, Mezzy actually has 3 entries right there.
Well, excuse me.
And Hampus top fragging by a pretty decent margin for his team. Pit can smoke for the retake. This is such a good smoke that's come into the meta to allow you to get out. Well, serves as a one-way. It's a little bit tricky for which angle you can peek from.
Yeah.
But Cloud9, they're...
For that reason, the fact that they still don't have their map win, that we can't assume good halves transition into full wins.
I wonder if Hampus is comfortable with more outside aggressive plays, or if he's kind of run out of gimmicks in that sense and doesn't want to just like throw away around. Because I feel like he has been such an important part of the puzzle for them.
Sure.
With some of these moves that he's been making. Let's see if he catches this lurk, actually. This is something a little bit new for Cloud9. Heavy presence inner, but as a tag, he's made his way, he swiped the credit card, and now he's about to wrap Big Garage. Will this be a... Wow, that's
Cha-ching.
Pretty perfect lurk.
Twist gets 1 and then falls back a little bit here from the trophy room. He re-engages to no avail. 4v2, turn 4v1. Cloud9, just, I mean, in my mind, look incredibly comfortable.
Yeah, for sure.
They're really slowing down some of these rounds. They're seeing the initiatives that the ninjas want to throw in their direction, and they just seem well prepared for each of these individual little peaks and pushes. Can they stop NUKE? Yes, they can. Easy wall bang, and Cloud9 keep this one on fire. 9-4, gunning for the 11-round T side. Best case scenario. Woxic, he's ready for the hut push. Floppy's ready for the regression here on ramp.
Yeah.
They catch a guy pushing into squeaky door. Like, those are the kinds of kills I'm talking about in the gun rounds.
Yeah, I think Twist, that's the third time he's tried that. But I feel like for right now, if NiP do not want to... I think what's cool about this is they like throw some of the same stuff outside to force NiP to try to push, and then they actually just catch them when they do that. There's still a chance if NiP tried to do some kind of lobby crunch or ramp push together, they might have been able to trade out a little bit better. But in that streak of 4 rounds, NiP were getting kills untraded. Now it feels like that's happening a little bit with Cloud9 to them. Nice shot from NUKE, hand over face, deagle to the face for Alex. I'll throw a smoke down to stop any wrap backward, and oh, it's a little bit off the mark. Kind of creates a cool position for him to fight Mini, top of Mini, but because of that gap, Mezzi will capitalize.
Ooh, and the ESA tag ready for the re-engagement here. Just the Desert Eagles in play for the Ninjas. They're going to try and go for another 1vx, just kind of looking to poke and prod and pop at Cloud9, but again, so well prepared. And these are these mid-round moments. They just halt. They watch everything, and they've been punishing the little peaks from the Ninjas in pajamas. Double digits secured on the T side of NUKE.
Oh. I think it's wholesome when there's like ESA tag whiffs, and then it's like 2.1 million spams. But then S tag gets a 3K, and it's like 2.1 million poggers. I really like how the buyouts have resulted in these spams in chat. That they're both toxic and wholesome, all in the same game.
I feel like that's my relationship with Counter-Strike. Lobby taken over quickly. Who wants some? Any of these CTs coming for some desserts? Hampus, I love this position.
They're just weaponizing him to just do something for info.
Yeah,
I think it's super correct. I feel like you can trust him right now to put up a kill. He's been doing good. Yeah, he'll grab. Oh, 2. They cannot trade this man.
Smooth moves. You just asked, like, you know, is he kind of out of ideas already? And we get something very particular that can either, I feel like, go big or go bust. Let's see if Alex can clutch. 50 HP, turns his head away from Twist.
Bias of a caster, but I thought the game plan was good. It was executed well. It looked clean. It was pragmatic. I could tell what they were thinking. And NiP, they looked like they were going to give him a fight, but kind of fell off. However, this vent dive, this is what can throw the C9 communication awry. Mezzi here to spot it. Floppy with a couple of, excuse me, Flopsky with a couple of nice deagle kills and trades back and forth. But ramp is one. I mean, not only is the inside site taken over like termites beneath the floorboards, but they've pushed farther for control, leaving ESA tag in a really difficult post-plant situation.
He'll take res down to 65 health, lay down the smoke, create a little bit of ambiguity. Where's he gotten off to? NiP have to ask. I do agree with you. I think that some of the speed, some of the aggression, some of the commitments from Ninjas could be enough to kind of get Cloud9 off kilter, tilt the scales back to the Swedish side. And a pistol will certainly help, as Cloud9 picked up theirs. Remember, it was that 3-0 start from C9 to get the first half going, and ESA tag can't exit any of the doorways. He tries to pressure from both sides, can't quite catch a kill, and Ninjas will take a 6th straight out the gates. NUKE just running in on them.
Don't stop, hold W.
Wasting no time, popping a couple of heads, and giving NiP the edge, as they will have rifles over pistols here for the 17th round.
I think vent dives are such a good way to make it really difficult for and test the CT side. It's just an important feature in NUKE to try to test vent as much as possible. Secret as well. Anything that can put a strain on the rotations, I think, is what's going to be the magic strat for NiP here. So let's see how good their T side will be following up on that pistol round. They're going up against a buy, but it's not an amazing buy. Their main threat here is, of course, Woxic. If he gets too many scout shots off, these pistols will one-shot the remaining HP. Looks like some smokes outside, but it's not indicative of an actual outside exec. Instead, they just want to draw some attention if possible. Get that mini player turned around, keep Woxic staying outside of heaven. They can maybe hit upstairs and only have one target if two. Actually, walk back to ramp. Okay, Floppy up to bat.
Flashes go out. They hit the mark. Rez. He gets dropped down to 47. Woxic further down the HP bar. 15 points remain. Ninja's going to walk this one back. Man, they are playing so kerneled. Looking to minimize any losses. 30 seconds remaining. And if they look to smash their heads into this A site, well, there are players waiting. Cloud9 in position. Can they hold them at bay? Or will the Ninjas even possibly slip down into the B site? They open up with 1 kill, 2 kills from Plopsky. Rez in with another. Hompus coming in from heaven really seals off the remaining members of Cloud9. This will be a NiP win.
That was awesome. I mean, if there was more time in every round, you could pull a strat like that off every time, right? And that's like, it's close to a perfect anti-eco as you could get. You get the CTs guessing so many times, they end up rotating into lower. Then they're stuck there because the only fast rotation is up through the vents. You have ramp room control. You faked outside already in the round. There's so much going for them in terms of being confident about either side that they take. So there's really no choice, basically, but for Cloud9 to bite on that. However, Plopsky delivers an AK over towards Alex. And the rest of the NIP members quite low, so they'll go back and save. And I mean, Alex... I knew Alex was going to die.
Shouldn't be able to do that at all here in the 18th, because now it's the turn of the Ninjas to flex.
Yeah.
And what better way than to bully a bunch of noobs on pistols?
I think you're 100% correct. But they knew Floppy had dropped lower. They saw Woxic and got him under heaven. They left Hampus for a flank in heaven as well. So it's kind of one of those situations where the clock could have been against them. But in terms of overall strategy, I think they got what they wanted in a sufficient amount of time. And they won their duels. You know, these rounds are not free these days, but they still put it together pretty cleanly overall. A little bit of a flub by Alex to die with the AK almost willingly there at ramp when it could have been a good gun to have this round. But the past is the past.
They're nice and slow round. They are playing for heaven, which is where the heaviest hitter of Cloud9 is. Problem is like Floppy, he's the cap on this bottle. If he pops, and if they get him dead, then everybody else inside of the site should follow right thereafter. They're going to be hit from both sides, rifles versus pistols. They catch one player off, as the sheer numbers on the site is a little too much to handle. And again, though, damage. Twist and Plopsky susceptible to just a bit more, but the door swings wide. And Cloud9 die. It is the Ninjas with an 8th.
If you're talking about rounds that are slow and methodical on T-sides, NiP have that in spades. They're really good at creating pressure, and when space is given up, their default, it's usually very spread out, but once they get to a certain point, they know when that first fight will come. That's like the specialty of NiP. When it doesn't look good is when they lose in that default because they are so spread out. There's not a lot of refrags that happen, and that's kind of where I feel like Cloud9's game plan should go to. Trying to create tactics to find openings, because most of the time, NiP are going to take their time, and most of the time, they're not going to be in a buddy system. Like, a lot of the times, they're going to be spread out super thin. Here, they throw some pressure upstairs, and they've got a lurk going on. Hompus, successful drop-down vents. No friction whatsoever. He's in lower. He can stop the rotation. No one comes down after him. They heard it, and now Cloud9 are definitely scared. Oh, okay. A confident flank here by Alex. Could pay off.
It's going to be 2 kills from Floppy.
Oh, damn, he stands his ground there. There's 2 flanking players here on the CT side, as well as Esatag, a key member in this round. Let's see.
Yeah, he slipped in here like he was lathered in butter.
Yeah.
Then he got moldy inside of the vent, couldn't move. Alex with 1 traded out immediately by Rez. So bomb is planted with a 1v3 left to finish off. He's going to shoot off towards 1, but the pack mentality of Cloud9 get them the retake they need. That's the op saved on Woxic. 2 additional members now with AKs. This is a good gun round from Cloud9 to get back to the success story that was the first half.
Hopefully we can take a second look at what we saw from Floppy there, because Floppy was sitting on the ramp, and we all know in the ramp player rulebook, you see a player, you fall back into lower, and here it is. But instead, he actually just stands here kind of confidently looking to kill them as they come falling into the ramp. And there's some pressure from Turnpike as well as Alex's flank to mean that if he stays there and stops them from coming lower, maybe that delays for enough time for the CTs to flank quickly. And I like how Cloud9 are just right on their tail at every step of the way, following them around.
Grenade exchange going on outdoors. Definitely to the favor of Cloud9. Poor Hampus dropped to 22 HP. Twist looking for that entry on the A site if somebody were to walk into his crosshair. But the probability low with Mezzi still up high.
Life of Hampus, really? He'll get the info that no one's pushed up and spotted him. And now he's going to go on kind of a mercenary mission and try to cross lower incognito. Oh my god, barely. Oh no, that's so close.
Damn.
But he stays alive, which is key.
Yeah,
It's
7
forced the
health.
rotation down lower. However, NiP, they have no plans to go here.
Alex, he may fall victim to the timing here.
timing
Hampus, he's
window.
being left.
Where is Floppy? Because here is the player who's also got to be aware of this now that...
Esatag comes back.
Yeah.
Easy pickup. So they find Hampus down beneath them at the same time as Alex connecting a headshot. NUKE will find some bit of success here for the Ninjas, but it's a 2v4 left to get going. Mezzi just outside of the doorway. 2 players on the other side, and Woxic drops one immediately. Again, an attempted exit that just gets shut down for the most part. Rez continues fighting, and with 30 seconds left, he does still have a chance. Don't doubt him. But how and where does he get into one of these 2 sites? Does he clear close left? Mezzi's been sat here waiting for his chance to drop a player off of the A site attempt. And with 15 seconds left, it seems like an inevitability. He doesn't get hard cleared, and Cloud9, no real shortcomings other than lethal grenades or flashes on Rez and NUKE. Ooh, excuse me. There's also a lacking of an AK. Poor Twist relegated to the Tech 9. Gonna keep things quick. But there's a gap in that smoke. Molotov.
They threatened it with the Molotov. They throw a late one.
Just costing all of the utility, really, from the Ninjas. Oh, Esatag, he just crossed Twist inside of the smoke, but Twist can't get down there with him, and it would be crucial, because if Esatag dies...
And Twist dies.
Gets caught.
He got stuck in the vent frame. It couldn't go down.
That could have been huge. You know, if Twist gets down right behind Esatag, stabs him in the back, suddenly these 3 players who have been afforded a cross could have just looked to swarm into that B site. Instead, we will have to watch the Swedes try and recover from a man disadvantage. Little jump spot going on in decon. Esatag quickly tucks himself behind the corner in the site, committing to the crossfire alongside Floppy. And, well, he moves up into the rafters to dodge any potential threat from decon. Floppy's trying to find an angle, and instead he loses his head. Esatag trades, now revealing himself. And it's Hampus to swing door wide and get us back to that even ground. A 3v3 with presence here towards ramp, but it's now NUKE to take the edge for the Ninjas, and Hampus able to get a headshot of his own. Mezzi, we talked about his talent, and in a 1 versus 3, he's gonna have to come up big with the clutch. Both of these players from the Ninjas just at the base of ramp here, and one of which is low. There's the contact, and there's the slip. Mezzi sliding it down onto him, now honing in on this final kill, looking for the clutch, but NUKE bringing it back for the NiP side. Will keep this T side rolling.
Oh man, NUKE comes up clutch in that moment. Mezzi had him locked in, knew where the bomb plant was, so was pretending to think about all these other angles. I wanted to talk about how Esatag is creating this kind of fluid defense where he's all over the place at the moment, finding opportunities, getting extra damage on top of a kill most of the time, but this attack on ramp that NiP are doing so well when they get inside is great. Would like to see more of that. It's going to become a close game now as Cloud9 are on to just pistols. NiP finally in the power position economically. It feels like it's been so long.
This is very much their chance to equalize the score. When they were stuck on pistols in their CT half, Cloud9 never let off the pedal. Ninjas have to do the exact same thing, hopefully getting through unscathed, roll over that economy, tie this game up at 12, and then keep it close. We'll see. Hampus has been able to get into the vent, finds one for free as Alex tries to stab him through his own feet.
Quite a jump scare. We've seen NiP do anti-eco, fake outside, stuff upstairs, back to ramp. This time around, lots of pressure on Squeaky. Are they going to try to get lower? Yeah, it seems like it.
Ooh, one.
They missed the vent again.
Oh no. that could have been awful. Nox able to recover the kill, but Esatag, USPS headshot, and Woxic, he's going to try to hit the tail end of this. It's a desperate fight that still goes the way of NiP, as it always should have. But getting stuck on the vent there, you saw the second guy not quite get through. Third player tries to take his place, dies with bomb, AK's picked up. Good recovery from the man stuck behind the vent.
Yeah.
And good thing it wasn't the first two to get down, only for the third to not. That would have been even worse.
Yeah, definitely could have been very awkward. Someone even tried to get up the vent after that as well. That was, yeah, it was a very real clown car situation. I mean, you throw the smoke for the vent dive, but there's no train tracks to assist you in making sure you get down every time.
Yeah. And that smoke looked a little short as well. Didn't quite cover the entire tube.
Oh man, Rez is already in lower. And again, we're looking at rotations. It's been Esatag, I feel like, who has been key in these moments. Oh my god, they have absolutely no idea how quickly. This is a round where it's sketchy. I mean, if they get one kill for free, maybe they think about going for this. Okay, well, we've got a vent dive with a player low. Rez only has a Mac 10.
Not being able to rely on any early rotates, but rather just the entire retake. That's a lot of pressure for Cloud9.
And that's a smoke that'll put him back.
Yeah, just got their economy beneath them. So.
I think right there, man, we need to have more pressure inside, like, towards Squeaky. They cannot be able to get away with these vent dives every single round, at least not without at least taking damage. I mean, sometimes it's even common to throw your nades from heaven from your first player that comes up to land inside of the vent to catch them, because that's something you have to punish. They can't feel comfortable doing it, and sometimes this means you even want to play inside of vent, and it feels like, again, Esatag is the man to watch for the situation, because he's the guy that if they do get down lower, he's either flanking secret, making the play outside, or being responsible for the vents in some form or fashion. And if he's not there in time and the plant can go down that quickly, it's no surprise that NiP will win. So I think that's the first problem that Cloud9 needs to solve. We should pay attention to their grenades upstairs to start things out. But for right now, it's definitely an even spread across the board. We get the molly to come down quickly.
They have boosted Floppy onto the boxes over in ramp, so crucial position. It actually enabled the second CT who boosted him up to then go down into the B site. I think they're trying to have closer rotates to B preemptively, just in case we get that quick dive from NiP yet again. But it's going to be the big push into the ramp room. Floppy, what a trade. Done. Slick movement from Twist to get that far ahead. Now Hoppus, he's this solo play in through mini. He finds Woxic jumping through the rafters despite there being two players for Cloud9 on A. And that means Esatag remains at B alone. And so it's an immediate trade frag. Hoppus, he took that space, ran it all the way back around Hell, maybe assuming that they had pushed into lobby, in which he'd be correct.
Damn. This is a dirty round from NiP. I mean, they pulled out all the stops here. They did everything to make this as confusing as possible. They didn't implore the vent dive, but they had pressure in Squeaky. They had Hampus wrapping outside. And Mezzy, he's starting to make this competitive, actually. Hampus dying in the ramp means that they have an opening into the site. Alex, eyes down from control window. There's a player back of the site. But will he be able to win his duel? That's a different question. He can't pick that up. And Mezzy, he won't even think about this with 19 HP. So he'll turn tail and say, this was the best T round from NiP. That was some amazing stuff here. First of all, because they weaponized Hampus in the best way possible for his skills. Being by himself right now, he's been the king of outside in both halves. And then they also were able to throw a fake and put pressure in a couple of different places. And then just mechanically, Rez's trade on Floppy was insane. I didn't even see Rez on his screen. Usually in Hell, spotting for the late cross if there's no smokes, but most of the time, trying to help out with ramp.
Blowing the Squeaky door wide open. There was a Molotov from Cloud9, smoke on the door, and the additional follow-up for this wall. Does Cloud9 decide to try and challenge through this? They've got the Opper down beneath. But that's assuming that the ninjas walk through secret, which it seems they will. I like this position. We saw it from the terrorists. Or rather, excuse me, NiP, when they were on CT side.
Oh.
Woxic's going to be tested. Hits it on the head. But then Hoppus, he gets caught by Esatag trying to double back. Now they've just done a very good job of pulling the ninjas apart, both on the front line and the flank. And we're slowly going to get Cloud9 tightening their grip on the two remaining players from the ninjas. But Plopsky is going to fight tooth and nail to make sure this at least has a cost. with 50 seconds on the clock, they can play as they please. And NUKE, well, we know he's strong in the knees. He stands tall. He doesn't waver. You said he's one of the most well-rounded players of NiP, and I think that that stays true when we consider him in a clutch. Tag, half health. Gonna have 2 players to deal with. Hell, he could line them up.
Just take a snapshot of the number of angles Tag has played. Like, how are you supposed to predict the positions that he's been in? He's been so good,
Nice.
honestly, at dealing with all of these different threats. And again, never being afraid to be out in the open if he feels like it's the right play. Love that so far. And here, this is a big kill, of course, because they shut down the one player coming towards ramp. And Floppy, getting that kill is a blessing on the ramp, but most of the time you're doing damage and you're falling out. He's been pretty consistent at getting kills. 2 kill ramp hold, 1 from upper on the boxes, 1 kill there and stays alive.
All right, now the pressure starts to mount. 25 rounds deep. Cloud9 with the 1-round edge. There was 3 in a row from the Ninjas on the start of this T-half, answered by 2 from Cloud9. 4 rounds in a streak. They just denied the Ninjas from being on fire.
So we look back on one of the strongest rounds from NiP. It was one where they did a lot. I mean, they put pressure on a few different choke points, and they had Hampus try to come through with a flank outside on an aggressive lurk. Here, there's not going to be any aggressive picks. And Floppy, he's taken a new spot inside ramp as well. It's also going to be quite aggressive. He's not playing kind of fallback mentality with his positions. Gets 1 kill for what it's worth, and that's a tag is suddenly here. I thought that would be Woxic. He'll grab a frag as well. 3-on-3 situation, and I want to give the edge to NiP a little bit, but Plofsky gets caught off guard by Mezzi. Good awareness by Mezzi here.
Yeah, that could have made the difference. The 2 remaining members of the Ninjas, they could technically be downstairs, and Cloud9 have to be on high alert of that. But instead, they're still just sitting inside of lobbies. So what's the setup?
Man, yeah, they're reading this correctly. No one's actually even rotated down. They're just waiting for either the bomb plant to go down or for it to be an upper hit. And it feels like it's the latter, which feeds into C9's setup.
Yeah, 2 members up here. Mezzi on the site and a man up in the heavens. 20 seconds, and Mezzi delivering, but it's a bit of a clawback from Hampus. He's going to drop down. Woxic on the other side of the vents just missed his chance to shut this down here and now. Amali at his feet, but he gets caught, and the Molotov spreads enough to find Hampus. 14.
I feel like if I'm NiP, I've got my eyes set on trying to find a timing inside Squeaky again. It looks like they're spending most of their attention towards the cross outside. Bomb is still dropped all the way back in spawn for the moment. And they won't have too many resources on a round like this to play out a full-on default. So I'm curious how quickly they'll move into the execute that they're looking for.
Ooh, they find a man outside. Woxic stranded in the open waters. Now it's a chance on the side of Mini from Mezzi, but he falls to the MAC-10 of all things. Alex, also on an SMG, looks to hit this from the back, but there was an M4 at his feet. He didn't pick it up because he wants that element of surprise, but he decides not to push through and follow onto what is, of course, the Heaven Wrap. Instead, he decides to take the gun with him, because it was either swap to the M4 and not risk it, or go out with the MP9 and try and stop it himself. But there is still a little bit of a slowdown period from the Ninjas because they needed to get that bomb. And don't forget, not everyone from NiP is well equipped, but Twist could come in with a crucial rotate through the vents. Alex just turned his back to it. This flash is meant to enable the Heaven Peak. Floppy's trying to get beneath it. This is such an awkward position, but he does find one standing in the open. That's an easy swap to the AK. Alex also, with that upgraded gun, can find 1 and a second. But Rez looks to plant bomb, and NUKE continues on with cover. Now all of a sudden, the vent player could come join him. Alex diving back behind box, swinging for the kill, and he dinks him so that Tag can come in with a bit of a clutch of his own. Cloud9, 15 rounds to 12.
Yeah, they lock it up. Some smart rotations there. Alex pushing inside of the lobby when Heaven was a threat, specifically what you want to do in that spot. Plus, they had 2 lower. It's been a big problem for them. And Alex, so smart to help assist the rotations in that spot and not just trying to end the round for himself. And yes, they lock it in. But this is a round that gets close. A couple of missed shots. Mezzi failing with the M4 spray inside of Mini to the MAC-10, and things definitely get hairy for a moment there as Hampus gets the opening kill as well. So they pick up the pieces at the end, but they're going up against no head armor players, players who have only pistols.
Yeah.
It's just that for NiP, this round means the world, because now I don't even know how much money they have to buy everything that they want. It looks like we're going to have a concession on 2 players in NUKE and Twist. This is absolutely Cloud9's best opportunity to close the game out.
What an incredible round for Alex to find some impact. You know, without that including that last round, he is now at 9 kills, 10 less than the second lowest kill count on Cloud9.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, awkward smokes.
They're going to see right between that.
I was thinking that Heaven was such a compromised position, but Alex finding the angle through hut door as if he himself was a T, real slick.
Oh, that's the tightest little angle there at the back of red. But Hampus is looking for the push, not necessarily the fight in front of Mini. Tense moment here for both squads. You can't write off NiP. They've been so good on the entries. Hampus is having a really solid game so far, and he's on a gun. But where is the weakness? It's quiet outside. There's control being taken. But immediately, Mezzy pushes into hut with a flash.
Alex then falls back into the site. There are numbers here for Cloud9 and numbers on the kill feed with them. As the tag, he shuts down the player towards Mini. Now it's just the 2 Desert Eagles left over, and they are able to evacuate the initial hit into the B site plant. But Floppy, with prying eyes from ramp, slows things down slightly. Nock's still going to be able to commit to that bomb. He's getting tagged up through the frickin' floorboards.
He loves that.
It's raining damage onto Nock, who looks to rock Floppy off of ramp, but he's just kept his head tucked. They know they have the numbers advantage. They know they have the guns. Twist can't get it done, which means Cloud9 pick up a map in Europe over top of the ninjas in pajamas, and that right there is improvement.
We witness history. Cloud9 win a map. We don't know if they'll win the series.